everybody, and welcome back to the HTAaB YouTube channel. Today is the 20th of June 2025 and you find me here next to a boss. Not just any boss, this is electric. This is the future. The future is here in Caithness. Yes, Ember. They're here. Like, after quite a lot of talk and developments for the company over the last few months or even this year, they're here, and they've made it as far north as they've ever been in the eternity of their lifespan. So, what are they doing here? Why am I here? Well, I'm here first of all to tell you about why they're here. So, I left you on a little bit of a what's the word? A teaser, cliffhanger there. No, it wasn't a cliffhanger. It was just there, wasn't it? Anyway, they're here, and they've got a all new purpose-built charging facility and coach area here in Thurso, lorry and coach park down by the riverside. Just over there, some old photos we'll be right now, is the old bus terminal here in Thurso back in like the pilot omnibuses days, and buses are back in a modern 21st century manner. So this is a Yutong TCE14 coach, a Chinese built triaxle electric, fully electric coach, and it's here in the beautiful Ember black and lime green turquoise livery. Yeah, very smart indeed. Shiny. Look how shiny it is. I can even see myself in it. It's gleaming. It's gleaming with hope and modernisation for Caithness. So, why are they here? Well, they're starting a new route between here in Thurso and Inverness, as they've got a new hub opening down there with a depot in construction as I speak on the 20th of June 2025. They have the E7 service, which has already started between Inverness and Aberdeen. Again, timetables, stuff appearing now, very professional indeed. And also in that area further north, they've got the E4 and the E5 service in Fort William, which go to Edinburgh and to Glasgow. I mentioned that in a previous video when I went to Fort William, link in the description box below. So, with that said, they're here in Thurso, and this is the furthest north they've ever been, well, like I said, in the history of the company. I think the company was founded in 2020, that's when it was, something like that, and they started just with a singular route between, what was it, Dundee and Edinburgh, and since then they've just built up services to Glasgow, and basically the whole of Scotland now has an electric coach network, which is fantastic, and it's modern, and it's brilliant. So, there isn't actually any news currently as I speak of the new route between here in Thurso and Inverness, but I've heard that driver training starts the next week after this, so that's very soon indeed, and I know that drivers are already heading to the company, so they've got drivers, they've got the buses, all they need now is the service. So I'm sure soon enough on bustimes.org, link again in the description box below, there will be a timetable soon, and I don't actually know what the service will be. Will it be the E6? Will it be the E8? I was thinking it's going to be the E6 because there's sort of a gap between E5 and E7, but who knows? I know for a fact though, Ember can't just sort of walk up to the bus and just say, alright mate, can I just go Inverness please? You say you have to book online in advance, so yeah, that's a slight downfall, but then again, it's the future, the modern world is here. Not everyone goes up to a boss and says, I'll just take a return. Where you going? Back here, of course. Nobody really says that in the modern day. Okay, yes, the X99 and stuff, people going to Inverness, that's still there. You can still travel on that, and obviously you can just buy a ticket on that. Whereas with this, it's all done on your phone. Book a ticket, you get a 10-minute window before every stop in order to get your booking place on the coach. And there you go, bumps your uncle, you're on, and you can travel to, well, your destination. Onwards and upwards from, well, Thurso to Inverness, then you could go Inverness to Aberdeen, Aberdeen, Dundee, Dundee, Glasgow. You could basically explore the entire of Scotland all by electric coach. So what I'm going to do now is have a little walk around the coach and show you some of the features, and then I'm just going to, well, do a little bit of a summary on the video. Right, let's go. So then, starting off here at the front of the coach, and from here you really get to see how sleek and modern they look. The curves on the front, the lines, the angle, and they just generally look, well, out of the future. Can I say that? Yes, I can, because they make Volvo B13RT Plaxton Panther 2s look like they're from the Stone Age. So, the buses themselves look incredibly smart. Like I said a second ago, I'm going to have a little walk around now and show you some other features that they have.
Starting out at the front, there's an Ember logo there with the 3 barrels, whatever they are. It's modern, it's electric, whatever. And so is the number plate. Look, we've got the green thing there signifying it's a fully electric vehicle there. Yutong Boss and Coach WF10YND, I think that said. And obviously it's a 25 plate coach, as you can see. Just a little peek inside the cab here from the front. You can't really see much. We've got the green road there. I'm just pointing it out. I was saying it in the actual video, but the wind noise was just horrible, so voiceover it is. And if I move around this side towards the door, you can see a rough idea of the card scanning machine there. If I just give a little zoom in, and they've got like a giant iPad thing, but I think in a second I show you that from the other side. Before that, I did point out the camera mirrors there on both sides. This hasn't got conventional wing mirrors, but many modern coaches and vehicles now don't have them, they just have the screens. Anyway, here's a look inside the cab from the driver's side window there. There's the steering wheel, nice and simple, and these coaches look incredibly easy to drive. Obviously, no gearbox because they're electric, and all your controls and stuff are at this side, just to the right of the steering wheel. This little card reader thing there, just again, we don't know the ticketing system yet that they use or will be using on the route, but we'll find out in due course. Like I said, all your controls are there. We've got like demisters, AC, wipers, everything controlled there from the right. And I noticed also in the cab, the pedals are at either side of the what they call either side of the steering column, as opposed to just on one side like a diesel bus. I don't know what I'm pointing at here. I think I'm just highlighting the fact that they've got indicators and reflectors, but yes, a necessity on the coach. And also, here's something. Look how big the wheels are. I know it's a coach, but I've got fairly reasonably sized hands, but the coach tires and wheels, they're just chunky and massive, and they do look big. These coaches are big, and the wheels, well, obviously, for a big vehicle, you need big wheels. Big wheels, big vehicle, all big. So, moving along down the bus, I'm pointing out now the big luggage lockers here along the side. We've got 3 large ones at this side, and they aren't operated from inside the cab. They are just lift-up ones, so less to go wrong mechanically in the future. Won't be slow. However, the driver does just have to get off the bus and operate them by the hand. Again, I don't know what I'm pointing out here. I think I'm just pointing out the little clip things, which are all over the bus, but to the left of that, like I said earlier anyway, here's the charging station. We've got 2 big block things, and there's 3 charging sort of station things and ports, whatever they're called, in this area too. So Ember's livery is very simple. It's just a dark black colour, which is quite effective, and up the front there, if I point out just now, there's just a simple Ember logo there at the front. Following on down the bus, it's just black until you get to that big, I'd say teal or lime green, whatever light you look at it, big oval on the back of the bus, which represented in the logo too. That continues up the top there, as you can see, and it's effective and it works. I don't know if these buses have got rear wheel steer. That's something I'll find out when I see them on the road, and if I do a video on these in the future, that's something I will highlight. At the time, I don't know what these things are here, the fan or radiator thing underneath the charging port there, didn't know what that was. Again, if you know, let me know in the comments. And here I am just pointing out the charging things, and that's where the charging ports go. I think, yeah, I was just saying in the actual video what they were. I think I said a similar thing, let me know in the comments. I didn't know. Anyway, here's the back of the coach, again, nice, sleek and modern with those big lights like that. We've got an indicator that wraps the way around the light just like that. We've got another logo at the back, and we've got 2 cameras. I presume one's the reversing camera and one's just a CCTV camera there, like most buses have. There are cameras as well down the side of the bus, and it's basically just a big piece of technology heading down the road. I don't know what that is at the back. It might be luggage space, but it might be just to access the batteries and stuff. I'm not too sure. Here's a closer look at the electric charging stations then. As I point them out, there's just 3 of them. I said that a minute ago. And if I make my way close to them, you can't just access these if you're a car unless you're an authorised Ember vehicle. Well, that's for now at least. I don't know again in the future, as it's all new and it's only just arrived here in Caithness. We've got like I was about to say fuel card, electricity card thing there, where the driver or crew member would operate it from, and I'm just touching the screen there, just having a little play, and as I press buttons, it doesn't work for the fact I've not got a card. Here on the ground as well, at the coach bike, I'd like to highlight this. There's some little sort of foam things there, just, well, the 2 bays where the Ember bosses are parking, and they're meant to have 2 bosses based in Thurso. That's what I've heard anyway, and they're both going to be parking here, probably on charge overnight. Again, I don't know the timetable yet, and that will be all confirmed in due course. Around the other side, there's another electric port there, so you can charge them from both sides. That's handy. I don't know if you can charge them at once. And I noticed behind the fan, or whatever it is, the grill here at this side, there is 2 big spinning fans. Again, I don't know what they're for. No idea. There's another look at that teal colour there with the panels and just generic size of the boss. And I noticed they're just big. They're massive. Like, they're very, very large vehicles indeed. These vehicles are fully air conditioned, as you can see by the huge pods on top of the roof, so that's good to see. They'll be nice and cool in the summer and hopefully nice and warm in the winter. And inside I'm noticing they've got curtains on all of the windows, so that's nice and fancy. Here's a look at the disabled entrance then, with the wheelchair lift, a massive door stretching from the bottom to the top of the boss. Obviously you can operate it from the cab. You can also press the button there on the side and also operate it from the door itself. I suppose you can operate it from inside on the other side as well, so that's nice and handy, and hopefully it'll work and not be slow. The luggage on this side, there's 2 small ones and 1 large one due to the wheelchair thing on this side, limiting the space, but obviously that goes the whole way through to the other side of the coach. There's a look at Ember's legal lettering then. Ember Co Limited, 23 Charlotte Square, Edinburgh, EH2 4DF. ULW, 19,680 kilograms. I don't know what that is. Is that the weight of the boss, or is that the weight of what it can carry? I probably sound stupid there, but again, let me know if you know. Obviously, it's got destination displays all around the bus, including this one on the side above the wheel. There's one at the front and one at the back, which I presume just shows the number. And pretty much that is it for the tour. Very exciting indeed.
So then, what an absolutely fantastic looking coach it is. Plenty of room, as you can see, loads of lockers, as I pointed out, along the bus, plenty of storage space, and massive, and generally just modern, sleek, and beautiful. Also, what else is modern, sleek, and beautiful? All these charging ports, like I said before as well, they're all nicely installed here, and there's some convenient oil down there for when the when the electric motor cuts out, they just have to put a bit of liquid dinosaur in it. No, I'm joking. That's just a cheesy joke. Don't take that seriously, guys. Anyway, with that said, hope you've enjoyed this video. I think it's good that modernisation and investment is being put into the north of Scotland, and I think an electric future is what we need. Right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Right, I'm going to book my coach ticket right now.